Alright guys, well we're here today with someone whose name is Nancy, but I always just call her Mom. Primarily because she's my mother. It seems to be the main reason I do that. And we're gonna make some pretty incredible apple pie. I'm gonna reappropriate a line from Calvin Trillin and say that everyone thinks their mom makes the best pie in the world, and somebody's right, and it happens to be me. Well, Ma, why is it better than everybody else's pie?
Well, I use an all butter crust.
We like a nice tart pie with a good butter crust.
The most important thing to me with making pie dough is that everything's really, really cold. So I put everything in the refrigerator, even the Cuisinart. So in here we have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, and I already put in a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. I like it just a little bit sweet, you know, it's nice. And I use unsalted butter because I like to control the amount of salt I have in it.
In general, you always want to cook with unsalted
butter. Yeah, and then you put in a teaspoon of salt. Put that in here. We're just going to aerate it a little bit.
Ooh. I get to do this?
Yeah.
Fancy.
So, just give it a little air. Okay. Then we're going to put in the butter. This is a cup of butter, and that has been cut into cubes. You can just put it right on top, like that. What you're going for here is really something that looks like a course meal, but I find that you can leave a couple of little pieces that maybe are a little bit bigger, and it makes for a flaky, nice crust. I know.
We're on our way.
Okay. So if you take a look in here, you can see that this is like a nice meal.
Just don't do what I do, which is reach in too far and then slice your hands up it on the blade. That's not recommended.
Yeah, let's not do that. Now, this is a really important part. While it is pulsing, you want to put the water on the outside because if you see, that's where it's going directly in. The first time you're not going to get it perfectly right, but it's just one of those things you just try a couple of times.
You'll eventually get really good at it.
Eventually get really good. So you see how it's coming together and it's folding over like that? That's what you're looking for. This is really perfect.
Awesome.
And then I like to just a little bit more. It's so funny. I always like to hear that sound. You can feel it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a sound there.
The essence of pie understanding.
So now we're going to just take it out. Put it out on this board. So all you want to do here is you just want to get some flour under there, just move it around a little bit.
This is what I'm totally unqualified for. This is where like feel and touch really come into play.
Yeah, it does. And you know, don't be afraid. You know, people are so afraid of crust. They think like, oh my God, crust, I can't make crust, but you really can. And you want to flatten it out. This is a nice tool to have because you can just pick this up.
Is that a pastry scraper?
It is.
Is that what it's called?
Well, it's called it. That's what I call it. So this is looking really good. You don't want to handle it too much. You got a nice round ball. You flattened it out. You're all good. You want to get this around wrap, Noah?
I'd love to. Now we're cooking.
So we've got this beautiful pie crust. Okay, so we're going to stick this in the refrigerator for about an hour. In the meantime, you can slicing up your apples, getting the filling prepared. These are Granny Smith apples. People use all different kinds. You can use a mixture of apples. I like to use Granny Smiths.
They're more tart, which is more our speed.
They're more tart. They have a little more, I like them to be a little firm texture to the apple. So this is what I prefer.
You can do whatever you want. It just won't be as good as my mom's pie.
True. I don't like them too diced. I like just like some nice slices like this.
I want to trim off your little bad ends here.
Yeah, you want to get all the
Get rid of the core.
Mm-hmm.
So Ma, how many apples typically are going to go into a pie?
Well, I would say, you know, a nice sized apple like this, use like 10 apples. We like a tart pie.
True.
So we like to put the zest of a whole lemon and the juice of a whole lemon. It really brightens it up.
And there's going to be juice in here too, right? Not just zest. You get the deeper flavor of the rind and then the true acidic bite from the juice. You want not that much of the white part, right? You want mostly just the yellow part.
That's right. And we're also going to use nutmeg.
How much of this do we need?
I have a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. Let's see if I did enough. I believe I did. Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Look at that.
And a teaspoon of cinnamon. Actually, a little more, teaspoon and a half. And I use a pinch of cloves. Some people don't like cloves, so you really can do whatever you want. And now it's time to put your lemon.
The juice now?
Yeah.
Just gotta roll your lemon out.
Roll your lemon. Like that.
and then you cut it with a knife. Some people use a colander, strainer thing. Sometimes I just go full Neanderthal. I just use my hand to try to catch the seeds. And then if it spills, then you gotta dig in and find them, which we'll cut around. So how much am I doing?
The whole lemon.
The whole lemon.
Yeah.
All right.
We like it tart. And then you're gonna need 3/4 of a cup of sugar.
That's about this?
That's it.
Is the
That's
salt in there
measured.
too already or no?
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
And a teaspoon of salt.
And now,
And-
if I remember correctly, we mix this around now.
That's what we do.
This already smells awesome, by
I
the
know
way.
it does.
I mean, it really just smells a lot like my mom's apple pie, which is convenient because that's what we're making.
That looks great.
Good.
That's
It's good?
perfect. Yep.
Filling's done?
So the pie crust has been chilling about an hour, and it's ready to roll out. You want to always start from the center and roll out.
And don't get
So-
scared if it cracks or anything, right?
No, you know, that's the thing that people should really know. Many times I have ended up with a pie crust where one side is a little lopsided than the other. You can actually just cut it off and paste it to the other side and roll. I mean, it's very forgiving. So we got that rolled out.
One of the
There we
best
go.
secrets too is anytime you do something and it looks a little messed up, you just say it's rustic and then everybody's
That's right.
totally
I make
okay
a
with it.
very rustic pie.
rustic.
Call it rustic.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, I think it looks better and tastes better this way. Feels like a person made it and not a Ralph's Bakery.
So look at that. We had to patch a little.
Tell you what it looks like. It
didn't
looks
work
like a
out
pie
so
crust.
much. It looks like a pie crust. There you go. There's a lot of apples, there's a lot of juice.
Too much
used.
juice will make a mess
Yeah,
up
you
your
want
crust.
to. My mother used flour. Some bakers use cornstarch. So I think about like 3 tablespoons would be great. Doesn't have to be. This doesn't have
Ish.
to be exact. Yeah.
This isn't baking in this sense. It's not a crust. It's just
Well, it's the filling.
It's the filling.
The
So filling can be whatever you want. You could put salami in here.
No, you can't.
You can. It's just not going to be good.
Salami and apple.
It won't be
Actually,
good.
no, salami and apple.
Should we get some salami?
No.
All right.
Okay.
So now what? It goes in there.
Put it in there.
Do it a little bit at a time so we make sure we don't overfill it, or you just put the whole thing
Go
in.
ahead. Doesn't that look good?
And do I pour the juice in too?
Yes, you do.
Oh, there's some seeds in here. It sounds like somebody did a bad job of squeezing the lemons.
Yeah.
And it might have been me. So I'm gonna do a little trick here to make sure I don't spill more.
Okay, no, so the next step is you want to take 2 tablespoons of butter,
Cold.
cold, that we've
Cut up.
cut up, we've refrigerated.
Just kinda
and you want
dot
to
it.
sprinkle it around there, yeah. Okay, that's good. We're going to pop this in the fridge, let it chill, because we want it really cold, and we're going to roll out the top crust.
Great idea.
All right, so now we're going to roll out the top crust. Same deal. We're going to start from the center.
It's one of my 2 favorite kinds of crusts. The other one being the bottom crust.
Okay, so now we have our pie crust all rolled out, and we're ready to
Get the pie?
get the pie.
Let's
Take
get
it out
that
of the fridge.
pie.
I want to keep everything really cold. The rule is make it cold and bake it really hot. So everything cold.
That's her rules for motherhood too. Be as cold as possible emotionally.
Nice thing you can do too is you can just put it on the rolling pin, stick it on there like that, and then you just want to turn these edges like this, roll them over, and make a little flute like that. It's perfect.
I don't want to brag or nothing, but it looks kind of like a pie to me.
Okay, so now you just want to put a few little
Air vents.
air vents here for the steam, and then we're going to do a little egg wash.
This is just egg yolk and a little bit of milk.
Yeah. So this gives it a very nice color, it browns it very nicely.
Gives it that golden brown.
Nice golden brown all the way around. All right, so it's ready to go in. Put it on this pie pan. You got your oven set 375. You want to put it in there in the bottom rack. Time it for about an hour. Check for those bubbles when it's bubbling. Be patient, or you're just going to cut it open and you're going to have
Pie soup.
pie soup. Not a good thing.
No.
So be patient, and it's going to be great.
Well, Ma, we did it. We made pie.
We did it, and see how nice the beautiful golden crust when you put the egg wash on it. And it's very easy. Just takes a little practice, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, special thanks again to my Ma, and we'll see you guys next week right here on the Food Feeder.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Nah.
Want another slice? We've collected the best pie recipes from all of our favorite food channels. Click below and your kitchen will be smelling like the holidays in no time.